So the different advantages of electric drives, let's summarize that. They are economical in nature. They do not pollute the environment. Okay, because as you are going to use the less energy, as these are more efficient, so it is not going to pollute the environment. Okay, also there is no need to refuel or warm up the motor like other prime movers. Like if you are going to use the engine, in that case you have to warm up, you have to refuel it, but which is not necessary in case of the motor. That's why the electric vehicles are in interest in the current situation. Also there are different flexible control characteristics are available. You have the wide range of speed, torque, and power availability in case of the electric drives. Also, they are maintenance free. Not means not completely maintenance free, but if you will compare with, then in that case you may say that these are the maintenance free. Also, the higher efficiency. Okay, and to improve the efficiency, already told in the previous slides that you need to think about the efficient controller, you need to think about the efficient power modulator, efficient source, efficient motor, efficient sensor, then the higher efficiency can be achieved in case of the electric drives. The different applications, so in that case, generally the synchronous and induction motors were used for the steady state drives or steady speed, and the DC motor were being used for the variable speed drives. But now we have the semiconductor converters, power electronic converters, different power electronic converters. So that's why the AC motors are used in the variable speed drives also. Also going ahead with the AC is that there is no commutator or brushes in case of the AC, and that with the help of commutator and brushes, the DC motor have that disadvantage like maintenance and all those. So that's why the most of the drives you will find in the industry are the AC drives only. Okay, in case of the electric traction, which is the primary application of the electric drives, in case of the electric traction, there are electric trains available, there are electric buses available, and right now the electric cars, electric two-wheelers are there, and people are working on the solar powered vehicles through which it is possible that the renewable energy can be integrated. Okay, so the various application of the electric drives are there in the industry. In each of the control, the motion control is required, and that motion control is possible with the help of electric drives only. The If you want to classify the electric drives, we can say that there are the group drives, there is an individual drive, and there is multi-motor drive also. These drives can be further classified based on the supply. The AC drives is there, the DC drives is there. Based on the number of motors, there is multi-motor drives, there is single motor drives. Based on the running speed, you may say the constant speed or the single speed drive, and the variable speed drive, where the different speed ranges are possible. And also based on the control parameters, there is constant torque drives or the constant power drives. Okay, so this is the classification of the drive. So let's go ahead with the group drive. This drive is composed of the single motor. Only single motor is there, and one or more supported line shafts. Okay, the different line shafts are there. This line shaft may be equipped with either pulleys or the belts or the gears through which it is possible to operate the group of machines or the mechanism. The group of mechanism can be possible with the help of this single big machine. But if you will look at this, you want to control all these three mechanisms, and only one motor is there. So that's why the bigger motor is required. So in case of the group drive, it consists of single machine that uses one or more line shafts and operates several machines or mechanism. So that's why we called it as the line shaft drive. Okay, So in case of that, this particular group drives are economical in nature, but a single large capacity motor will cost less if you will compare. That is, for example, let's say we have the single 100 kilowatt motor, and if you are going to take 10 kilowatt motors, so the cost of 100 kilowatt motor will be less as compared to the 10 kilowatt motor. Okay, so that's why this system is economical. Okay, the advantages, that is, it is economical, but the disadvantage is that if the motor becomes faulty, so the complete drive mechanism will be idle. You cannot use any of it. Okay, because only one motor is there and all other mechanisms are on that shaft. So that's why the efficiency is low, because there is losses in the transmission. Like in the transmission, pulleys are there, the belts are there. Also, the noise level will be high at work spot, because of 100 kilowatt motor, if you thought of it is of the room size and it will run, and in that case the noise whatever it will create, it will be more as compared to the 10 kilowatt motor. Okay, also the big motor is not safe to operate, because the higher rating of the voltage, higher rating of the current, everything will be there. So that's why it is not that much safe to operate as compared to the other. Also the flexibility will be less. Okay, case of the individual drive, there is a separate motor, and that separate motor drives an individual machine. The complete mechanism will be for each mechanism, each different motors are there. In that case, the electric motor is used for the transmission of the motion of the different parts of the mechanisms, which belong to the single device in the individual drive. So in that case, different for each and every part we require the different gears, pulleys, etc. That's why the power loss will be more. Okay, so if we'll compare the individual drive and the group drive, the initial cost in case of the individual drive will be higher, in case of the group drive will be lower. The space required will be higher in case of the individual drive, in case of the group drive will be less. The flexibility will be more in case of the individual drive. Here the flexibility will be less, because if one motor, the big motor goes faulty, the complete mechanism or complete the drive unit is going under idle condition. The efficiency in case of the individual drive is very high, in case of the group drive is low. The speed, in case of that, more variations are possible. You can control different motors for the different mechanism. Here wider variation is not possible. Whatever the variation is possible with the help of gears and all those things. In that case, for one drive only one machine is required in case of the individual drive. On the time of breakdown, only one machine gets affected. In case of the group drive, complete drive get affected. You cannot work, you cannot take output from that. So that's why for the single job production, we go ahead with the individual drive. And in case of the mass production of the units, we generally go ahead with the group drive. And in case of the power requirement, in case of the individual drive, the power requirement is less, and in case of the group drive, it is more. Also, one more type of drive, that is multi-motor drive. In that case, the several individual motors are served the production unit for one of many movements of the mechanism. For example, in case of the traveling crane, there are three different motors used. One for hoisting, that is to raise with the help of rope and pulleys, and other for the long travel motion, and third for the cross travel motion. That means three different motors are being used. The use of the multi-motor drive is expanding in the modern industries due to the advantages that outweighs the increase in the capital cost compared to the group drive. These particular drives are essential in complicated metal cutting machines, in the paper making machines, in the rolling mills, in case of the rotary printing machines, etc. So the example you could see here, the different motors are being used in case of the cooling tower, and the temperature temperature is being maintained with the help of proportional integral derivative PID controller, and VFD, that is variable frequency drive, is being used to control this different induction motor. Okay, also the over voltage or overload protection is given. So in that case, even though the one motor goes faulty, the other motors are will be there into the picture, and the output will not get affected. Okay, even though you will get the reduced output, but the system will not stop. Okay, so in that case, what are the advantages and disadvantages? Here in this case, the each machine is driven by the separate motor, so it can be run and stopped as the requirement. There is a flexibility in installation of the different machine, means you can stop one and you can continue with the rest. In the case of the motor fault, only connected machine will stop, whereas others will continue working undisturbed. Also, there are no belts or the line shafts are required, so that's why it reduces the risk of accidents. The only disadvantage in that case, the initial cost is high, but even though the initial cost is high, the modern industries are using multi-motor drives. Okay, so if you want, as we have discussed, there are different drives are there. So to select one particular drive, there are some factors which are required while selection of that particular drive. What is the speed range? What is the requirement of the speed range? Accordingly, you may select the drive. According to the efficiency, means you require the highest efficiency or the somewhat lower efficiency can be managed. In that case, you need to select your particular drive mechanism. The braking, whether you require the regenerative braking, whether you require the dynamic braking. In that case, the braking is also the most important thing. Then the starting requirements. In case of the starting, if some motors are taking more current, and whether it is possible for that particular drive that the starting troubles are welcomed or not. In that case, the selection of drive to be decided. The power factor, like in case of the induction motors, the power factor is going to decrease, and in case of the industries, if more induction motors are there, in that case the power factor of the industry will be low, and in that case the electricity board may apply a fine. Okay, also the availability of the supply. In case of the means, for example, let's say in case of the electric vehicle, you have the DC supply only. Okay, so accordingly the drive can be selected. Or in case of at your home, the only AC supply is available, so in that case, whatever where which particular drive you should select, that is also important. And the last but not least, the important thing, that is economical aspects. Okay, because the cost is also the main important thing for the developing countries. They cannot go ahead for the highest efficiency with higher cost. Okay, you require the efficiency to be achieved with the moderate cost and all those things. So these are the factors which are responsible while selecting the each and every drive. Okay, so the different configuration are there. So for example, for in case of the DC drive, this DC machine is there. The sensors, like for in case of the speed control scheme, you require the current sensor, you require the speed sensor, and the controller can be PI controller, can be PID controller. And as the DC supply is required available, so you are going to use the DC-DC converter. It may be a buck converter, it may be a boost converter, it may be a buck boost converter. Okay, so this is the typical configuration of the DC motor drive. In case of the induction motor drive, in that case, for induction motor drive, the PWM inverter is being used. Also, the controller and sensor will be same, but in previous case, the current sensor and voltage sensors will be DC, and here in this case, the current sensors and voltage sensors will be AC. Okay, so the picture of the induction motor drive you can see there. And in case of the BLDC motor, you may go ahead with the voltage paid inverter, and the as the brushless DC motor you are looking after. In that case, you need the inverter, and the Hall effect sensors are also required in case of the brushless DC motor, because BLDC motor is inside out DC motor. Okay, their permanent magnets are on the rotor and the field is in the stator. Okay, so these are some of the typical configuration of the drives, that is induction motor drive, DC motor drive, and BLDC motor drive. We can simulate each and every one. We can implement each and every one. Okay, so for simulating this particular drives, that for simulating the AC drives or DC drives, the software which can be used, that is MATLAB, you can use. So in case of the MATLAB, you could see the support provided by the MATLAB. MATLAB provided all those things, that is brushless DC motor drive, DTC induction motor drive, field oriented control, then not only 3-phase induction motor, 5-phase induction motor, 5-phase synchronous motors, space vector, PWM, fed induction motor drives. All those things can be possible with the help of AC motor drives. And for implementing DC motor drives, you may go ahead with the 4-quadrant control. You may go ahead with the single phase dual converter. You may go ahead with the 1-quadrant chopper. That is buck converter or buck boost converter. So all those things can be implemented with the help of MATLAB. So the basic parts, that is, means if you will broadly classify the drives or electric drives into AC drives and DC drives, all those things can be possible with the help of MATLAB. So I will suggest to go ahead with the help available with the MATLAB, and you may try each and every drive. Okay, so in that case, we can see that with the help of the MATLAB, this DC motor drive is being implemented. So in that case, the different speed ranges can be observed. The torque demand can be increased. The speed can be increased or can be decreased, and whatever the performance of the system can be possible. So this is the example of chopper fed DC motor drive, or the speed control of the DC motor drive. This is the control of 4-quadrant 3-phase rectifier fed DC motor drive. In case of the BLDC motor drive, that is 3-phase BLDC motor, we are using 3-phase inverter, controlled voltage source, and for as a speed regulator, we are using the PI controller. The reference speed we have set, and the output is there. Okay, so in that case, the reference is 3000. The error will be generated. That error will be actuated with the help of PI controller. Accordingly, the output of the voltage will get created, and then that voltage will be converted into the AC, will be given to the BLDC motor, and this is the closed loop mechanism. Similarly, in case of the DC motors also, here in this case, the buck boost converter, the chopper we are used. Okay. Also, in case of the induction motor, the similar thing can be possible. So with the help of MATLAB, whatever the motor parameters are there, you can select that motor parameters. You can choose the different components, like what MOSFET can be used, whatever will be the current, whatever will be the voltage, what the load torque you can increase. So all those things can be possible in the MATLAB. So I will suggest that one should go ahead with the MATLAB if you want to implement the different drives before implementing them. Also, the different signals, means like in case of the DSP FPGA, all the controllers can be implemented with the help of MATLAB. And that is possible also, that hardware in loop can be possible in case of the MATLAB, but your system should support those things. Okay. In case of the career and job opportunities, in case of the electric drives or the modern electric drives, the most important that electric vehicle industries are open to you. You may work as an design engineer. In case of the motor, you may work as the motor control engineer. You may work as an automation engineer. You may work as control and automation engineer. You may work for the quality control. There can be the requirement of the power electronic engineers, then induction motor design or any of the motor design, then support engineer in case of the PLC and drives. Then in case of the AC and DC drives, the design engineer, the particular design, for that you need to simulate it and then to show that how the system is going to improve. Then the drives maintenance engineer, because if the drives is there, in many of the industries, the people don't know how to set the PID controller or how to set the values of the PID controller. So they go ahead with the manual thing, but still in the manual case, they don't know how to handle it. So that's why the efficiency can be improved with the help of proper setting of the PIDs. Then the service engineer, and design and development in case of the R&D. But if you want to start your career in those job opportunities, then you need to build the different projects, you need to do different internships, you need to work on the research projects, you need to take different online courses which are available, you need to learn the different softwares which are being used in the industries, the different platforms like DSP, FPGA, etc. You need to attend as much as possible live training sessions so that you can interact with the people who are working in this domain, and you can go ahead or get the opportunities which are available. So the different career opportunities in the electric drives industry, that is the Danfoss drives, the Ascover Motors, Siemens, ABB, CG Drives, JP Motors and Drives, all these companies and many more are there, which are there, which they require the electric drive engineer. Not only that, whatever the electric vehicle you may think of, in each and every electric vehicle, because it is an application of electric drives only, so that's why a big area or big ocean is open to you. You only need to dig out what you require. Okay, so this is all from my side regarding electric drive.